Automation games. Oh. Is there anything quite like starting out with a really simple system where you do something? Then you automate it so something else does that something for you. That means you don't need to do it, so you don't need to think about it. You certainly don't need to think about the future. And then there's another thing you can do, and then you can automate the another thing, and you don't need to think about the future of that either. And then very soon, the game doesn't need to give you anything new because there's a new challenge in the game. It's past you. You've already ruined everything and made yourself an absolute nightmare. There's no space, there's no way of doing anything efficiently. Now, we could tear it all down and start again, but where's the fun in that? So what if the game just gave you tools to get around the problem you've made yourself? Like a little catapult. And that's it, that's all we need. Welcome to Alchemy Factory. If you haven't seen this yet, a very interesting kind of automation game. I like the graphics, it's very reminiscent of Hygienere, it's quite a happy little vibe in there which I like. A little bit cutesy for the average automation nerd, but hey, we can live with that. Because it does what this genre needs to do and it does it so well. There is an enemy throughout the whole game and it's yourself. Now we have to be clear, this isn't Factorio, it's not at that sort of level of logical challenge, it's not a thinking it through in that kind of system challenge. This is more about how am I going to build it, how am I going to place it, how am I going to make it the thing I want it to be. It's a very pretty game, it's nice to look at all the things flying around and working away, but it is not a logistical challenge with splitters, filters, controls. There's no byproducts, there's no power demands, there's no pollution bringing the enemies at you, none of those systems are here. But it has got that you run a shop and you're creating all the products that you sell to people. Obviously you want to automate that manufacture and you can automate the restocking process as well. The game's already got multiplayer and there is a load on their roadmap including rail logistics.
I like trains.
So the other night, it was getting late, I've got to go to bed soon, I've got to be up early for work, I thought, I'll give it an hour, I'll give it a try, because I've seen it and it looks cool. 6 hours later, this game fits the genre. And a big part of that is the variety of how you play it. There's a lot of different things you're doing here. You are not just stood here building. Clearly, you need to manufacture different things, but then you need to get them into the shop so that you can sell them. Now to do that, you need to stock the parts in the shop. Which means you need to stop building, to go shopping, to buy the raw components, to make the components to build with, to make things for your shop. But things cost money. So you have to sell the things you make to be able to buy the raw stuff to make the things you make that you need to make things to make the things that you make. And that does make sense, I checked it. You do also get this really nice end of day summary that shows you how much you earned in the shop and what your expenses were. And as we accomplish more research, we can automate the processes to get to the optimized point where the player no longer needs to play the game, as is our goal. These cool little catapults can launch into hoppers or directly onto shelves. That means we can restock with them, and we've already automated that part out of the game. Now the better the shop does, the more customers it attracts, the more you can sell, and the more you're interrupted while building, which is obviously a frustration, even though that's where our money comes from. Luckily, the devs here were very on the ball. They knew that the selling system was a cool little thing and it added some variety, but nothing can stop us from making the factory grow. So with a couple of levels, a bit of research, we can then automate the selling process. That means we can dedicate more of our time to becoming our own worst enemy in the future. And whenever we're struggling with dealing with that enemy, we can just go into the shop and have a look in the register to see if we have enough money to buy more resources, to make more components, to build more machines which make more components which we can sell to fund buying more resources. It really is such a great genre. Everything's about growing, you are your enemy, which means you get emergent storytelling from how much of a pain you want to be for yourself in the future. So if you're also a fan of this genre, this is definitely a game worth having a look at. It is in early access, but it's a pretty reasonable price, and there seems to be plenty of hours of entertainment already in the game ready to go, plus multiplayer. Hopefully you found it interesting to see my views on the start of the game, and I'm planning to make a few more videos like this on some other upcoming or recently released games, so I hope you find it useful. Do let me know in the comments. Cheers!